Welcome to the Daily Jing for Friday, February 9th. Here's a quote of the day. Babies do not want to hear about babies. They like to be told of giants and castles. Samuel Johnson, 1780. So let's look at the schedule. This is the third week, the end of the third week. The reflective essay is due post to D2L assignments 1RA. You do not have to include your final draft. Make sure to post a revised draft without my comments. The frank discussion ends today. It closes. Let, let's go to the key page here a minute. So I want to reiterate that the final draft of the reflective essay is due posted into D2L assignments 1RA. Okay. Here's some examples of reflective prose. I looked at all your papers, the papers that were on time yesterday, and I just want to give you some examples of the kind of style that I like to have you use in your papers. So here's an example. When I am at work at the clock factory, I sometimes experience flow. Frank, in his essay, The Incalculable Value of Finding a Job You Love, explains what is meant by flow. The happiness literature has identified one of the most deeply satisfying human psychological states to be one called flow. It's hard to tell if I have ever experienced flow in the work I've done. I work in a clock factory, packing clocks. Could staying busy, keeping my mind off other things as I package up the clocks be an instance of flow? See, I started with asking questions. It's impossible. My mind is always wandering. I could do this work in my sleep. Actually, my hands do the job, and my mind is always elsewhere. Frank says we can identify flow if you're able to develop deep expertise at whatever it is you've been doing. There is no possibility for expertise in the working the line at this job. A machine can do my job and will at some point. Now, if I were putting the actual clocks together, I might have a chance at expertise, but I wonder. Again, you're asking questions. Again, you're dealing with Frank's ideas. You're going from one idea, you're reflecting on it, to another idea and reflecting on it in terms of your experience. Okay, here's another short example. I've been told by others, and Frank brings this issue up, that one of the necessities of a happy life is money. Is that statement true for me? Well, and then you go into it as far as you're concerned, and then you ask more questions, and you bring Frank in and ponder what he says in relation to your experience and so forth. Okay, so this is the kind of thing that I'm interested in. Let's go back to the notes. So, I value revision above all things in this course. If you write a rough draft and stand pat for your final draft, then you have not done the work of the course. If you don't agree with what I say you should revise, or what your peers say, that's okay, but you have to do something. One thing you cannot do is not revise. Writing is about revision. That's my first rule and only rule for this course. And one more thing, I am especially interested in how you revise the beginnings of your drafts. Get us into the draft with some picture, some narrative. Okay? That is where the problem is set up, and that is where you get us into your essay. If you don't try to make the beginning better, then you have failed. Okay, note 2. When you look at the comments I've made on your paper, think about how they can apply to the whole paper. Do not just revise the sections I commented on. I may say something once, but it should be looked at as a global issue. For instance, many papers need to focus from writing a report on the problems of finding a career you love to writing a reflection on this issue that engages Frank's ideas throughout the essay. So just don't revise the sections that I've commented on. Take my comments and go through the rest of the paper and find places where you can revise in the spirit of those early comments. Finally, and especially, note that the reflection essay, the final draft, is to be posted in D2L assignments 1RA. Okay? What paper are we starting on Monday? We're starting the description paper. Okay? Thank you.